Hello and welcome back to the Battle of the Continental Leagues. We are your hosts, Dorjan!
And High Fly 50!
Yeah, the EU are in so much trouble being 6 points behind their RU counterparts. But will we see Team Dignitas and Virtus.pro come back and fight for EU? Let's have a look at the scores. Ooh, Rush with 6 points given, New Star with 3, 1 for Roskis and AGaming. Can they continue to only give 1 point as Dignitas and Virtus.pro desperately need to bring back the honor of the EU?
Yes, we definitely need some honor back there. Oh, we
We
can't give it all to the
massacre.
Russians. We can't give it all to the Russians.
It can't be this bad. You know, it's not so bad losing to the Russians.
It
but
is.
This bad? It should be close. It's been an absolute disaster. But Albi's going to be the first map here for Dignitas versus
AGaming.
AGaming. I keep saying Gratiem. My brain is saying Gratiem, Gratiem. No, it's not called Gratiem. So let's go straight into this battle right now and switch on the craft board. Give me that sound effect. Nice.
Okay. Well, for Team Dignitas, we have Shanus, Amelie, Applewow, Powell, Arklet, Stalker, and Angel Killer.
Nice. I don't think Arklet played yesterday, did he?
No, he didn't. No.
Rat Desert, Minx, FC Dynamo, International, used to be 64, Rub the Rob, Dino Blanc, and Armageddon for AGaming, otherwise known as Gratien.
Yes, you have to put that in there.
I have to put that in there. But we are seeing a T71 and T2 Lite for Team Dignitas. What the? Okay, let's see how they perform with it. Obviously, Dragonborns tried to use this last, and they were not successful. So let's see if we can see more success here from Dignitas.
Yeah, Stalker UA arm is moving down the east side, but he's already moving up. So, nope, not just going on a suicidal run down there. He is spotting over the hills, but staying safe so far. The T71
on the other side, though, it is spotted. The AMX SU90 of Rub the Rob is spotted. Applewow and Shanus come around the corner, trying to engage him before he gets to cover, but oh, it was way too long for the spot to occur. But no shots are hitting. Ghost show after ghost show. These guys are not able to connect. And Applewow, though, is going to go... Oh, no, he survives with 108 HP. But in the meantime, Povel's trying to prevent Desert Rat and Minx from coming around the back. But the damage is getting spread too thin. And this is going to be the end of the action already within the first minute. As Povel is trying to stop Desert Rat from getting around this corner. And he does get down Applewow. Applewow is down. Amelie's getting focused at second. Povel is out of shells. What's sensible? Wow, AGaming are playing amazingly, attacking and ignoring Povel because they knew he was out of ammo and not able to do any more damage, taking out the guy they're not so sure if he'd use all the shell or not. Very good focusing fire there, and we see Povel get out of there. Shanish now has to get out of there, but he is trapped. He's actually got to fight instead, and we're seeing him use the reverse technique again, but the bum is pretty big, I would say.
Yep, big bum.
But in comes Arklet trying to save the day. Will he be able to slow them down enough for a CMS? And Dynamo's looking the wrong way, giving a shot to Shanish, but Arklet gets 2 shots.
Missed. Oh, he tried.
3 shots.
Fire.
4 shots. Needs the last one, but he will not get it. Dynamo gets away. In the meantime, Shanish does go down. We're waiting on it. He's going to go for it. Dynamo's luring Arklet out, but can Arklet finish him off? The answer is...
No.
No, he can't. But there is a cap going on. We're going to see a T1 versus T1 battles. Angel Killer tries to take the cap against Dino Blanc. We're going to see if that works out for them. But in the meantime, we are seeing that the Povel is coming back with his damaged ammo rack. He would have been reloaded by now regardless. But wow.
Yeah. Oh, and there we go. Rob the Rob takes out the Angel Killer in the cap zone. So no more capping for them.
Yeah, this looks really bad for Team Dignitas.
Yep. Yeah, still, it's a slim chance because the T71, yeah, slim chance. Yeah, I want to say a word.
Well, Povel's got ammo rack damage, so even if he gets the 6 shells off, he's not getting another 6 for sure. Regardless of what happens, I mean, it's very unlikely he's going to get 6 off, but if he does, he's not going to get another 6 off. So they've got to be incredibly good for to get this win. But Arklet is the one who's scouting up in the safe area, and Povel's down in the area that's not so safe. So I don't know. I guess Dignitas now would be buying a little bit of time so they can discuss what went wrong, maybe. But there is no replay on this map. So, again, we've seen the T2 tactic just not work out. But the T71, if he was a AMX 1390, he certainly would have killed that AMX 1390 in like 3 shells. But Povel's going to go down. Maybe no. Arklet is able to get the damage off. He's dodging, and there Povel's able to kill him. So that's good. Povel fired twice and Arklet 3 times. So that's 3 shells left for Arklet and 4 more for Povel. But now they know position of Povel. Povel needs to move because they're going to come out that corner and snapshot him for sure.
Yep, for sure. They are coming up the middle right now. They're going for the middle at least. They have to be.
And there's Povel making his escape. He's following Arklet out of the way. Dignitas are not over now. They're not giving up by any means.
Nope, and I'm pretty sure that's Daniel Blonde going into the cap zone just to put the pressure on, but the pressure is already on. They have won this match, even if it goes 5 minutes more, but pretty sure it won't. Arklet rolling into the open, that's not a good idea. He's the only one at full HP and the only one with a fixed ammo rack, so he's the only one being able to do damage quickly.
I don't know, he needs to make the move. I think it's the sensible option rather than using Povel, because Povel has 4 shells left. And there, oh, Dynamo takes the shot. That's the guy who would have been dead. And Daniel Blonde is looking to kill Povel. He might actually be able to do it. No, he's not. And Povel is able to get that. Means he's got 3 shells left, which is really important. But Povel now is spotted. So the cap circle guys have left. It wasn't a T1. So he's probably going to try and do some blind shots against Povel. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go down. But here goes the shots between Arklet. If he survives the next shot, he might be able to take out Desert Rat. But, oh.
Minx takes him out from afar.
Oh, wow. Good shooting there from
all
Minx.
The way in the middle. Pretty sure that's where it was.
Yes, it was. There he is, revealed now. So that is the end there. And I really feel the Dignitas would have had that if they had the extra MX 1390. I really think that.
Yeah, the T2, again, unnecessary. It spotted no one really going down the east side. It might as well have been a T1.
Yeah, again, could have been a T1, and they would have got that extra bit of damage at the end there, which would have been the extra deaths, basically, were there. Look at the damage output from the team. Even though the T71 was the top damage, Arklet could have done the damage in the AMX 1390. He did nothing that the T71 was better at. He could have just destroyed them with the AMX 1390, and he would have. In the situation he was at, he would have destroyed them. Obviously, we're overlooking the fact that Armalee was focused down very early. I don't think that was necessarily Armalee's problem, but I do think that Arklet could have won it if that was, 17 shots in a 1390 instead of 17 shots in the T71. Most of the positions he were in was definite guaranteed shots for an AMX 1390. So, you know what? That could have been a recovery win. Not necessarily the reason they lost by any means, but it could have been a reason they would have won.
Yep. Yes. But yeah, we're quickly moving on to the next fight, which is going to be on Ensk. And, well, it's been... I'm starting to like Ensk again now that it's only one match and people are going in fighting. It is one of my favorite maps in just public games.
Really?
So seeing it, yeah, it is. Because
well, I've got some tweets here to read out, and we have Piet Janssen. I'm assuming Piet would be from France, but I could be wrong. EU team should play with more #Hodor tactics. Continuing from the trend from yesterday, I think Hodor. Anyway, Stripey says, a quote from Dorjan himself, "He came in his bum! You mega-lolled the entire chat." Thank you, Stripey. Yes, I believe that would have been a moment of much entertainment.
I've saved a few ones as well. I noticed you at one point said, "They come all over their faces."
Did I really say that?
Yep. When they were pushing in, they were coming on all of their faces. And one point the T7
well, they were
using his ass first.
Well, listen, right? Just listen. It was let's have a look at the scores.
What's the scores?
Okay, I have no excuse. But I guess it was just a verbal tongue twister there. But we have the next game starting any second now on Insk, and we're going to see if we're going to see more IS3 heavy lineups, or what do you expect to see? Oh, no need to expect to see. We can see.
Yeah.
Amelie, Applewell, Povo, Arklet, Shanish, Angel Killer, and Stalker UA running a try AMX 5100 strategy.
Yes, and for AGaming we have Red Desert, Minsk, FC Dynamo International, Rob the Rob, Daniil Blonde, and Armageddon with the 2 AMX 5100s, 2 IS3s, 1 T69, and 2 T1s.
Nice. So, in we go with Shanish moving into the middle. Now, this is actually something I'm seeing more common from the EU teams, less so the RU teams, where they send the T69 into the middle and then have the IS3 backing him up. You just didn't see that from any of the RU teams at all. So, Rob the Rob's there, but I don't expect their IS3s to be. So, you have Shanish there spotting and trying to get some damage on, but we're going to see the IS3 turn up from Arklet into position to help support. Now, we were just not seeing that happening in any of the Golden League matches last season.
No, we weren't. It was a shame. It's a good tactic. But most of the tanks were spotted down there at the south. At least 3 of them, T69 and the AMX 5100s. So, and something is being destroyed down there. Was it blind shots or people shooting the train wagons to destroy that cover?
It's probably the T1 Armageddon or Daniil Blonde.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we see Arklet moving up in the IS3, and he can side scrape from this.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad position. You do get trapped very easily there. That's the biggest disadvantage of moving this far forward. You get trapped incredibly easy. But look at this formation, right? An AMS 5100 all the way on the far east. What does that give them?
I have no idea. Protection for the T1, which they don't really need.
Yeah.
Not that important for sacrificing the support and firepower of a 5100.
But Stalker is pinging to ask him to go even further into A0. Yeah. So I'm really confused of what this is for, because usually you keep your AMXs together to be able to focus their fire, but they did take 3 and they decided instead to spread them out. And there's the IS3s holding a very defensive position all the way in J. Now that's crazy. Crazy far back.
That's against camping tactics, which we saw in the Season 1 finals of the Golden League. And we see Amelie running away just as we saw in the finals as well, when the teams finally saw that it was a camping strategy. They just ran further away and hit all the way on the right. But it was actually a tactic from the start.
That was a tactic at the start. We're not going to see that today, probably, because there is $50 on the line, and I don't think you just want to throw money away. If you get a draw, there's no money given, so I don't think that's going to be the tactic here. Instead, maybe you see the pings going out from Stalker. Is he asking for... I think he's designing a strategy to move the team to the far west and maybe push the west. But no one's moving, so that was a lot of pings and no movement.
It's a lot of disobeying. Or maybe it's just suggestions to where the enemy team could be coming and where they've seen them so far. He definitely wants that T1 to move up and spot down the 1 line. Or maybe just have the AMX 50 and IS3 go down there. Or AMX 50. Oh yeah, yep, okay, they have 3. I've confused them for the for AGaming. So yeah, 2 AMX 5100s are moving down the 1 line now.
Which is a complete reverse of what I thought they were going to do. They have the AMXs coming over into the town instead. So let's see how that works out for them. They have Stalker UA leading them, which is brilliant. It's something we don't see Rush ever doing. I always find that Rush is weakest map is on Insk, and they never use their T1s as scouts, or at least they didn't during the Golden League finals. Or the Season 1, in fact. They played it very poorly this entire time. But Stalker UA is with his frontline forces to be able to move forward and, if necessary, trip a trap before his AMX 5100s receive the damage. So that's really sensible use of a Tier 1. Lose a T1 and save 2 Tier 8s. To me, that's worth it.
Yep, it is. Save 300 HP, which which could be used for.
Whoa! What a push over here. Shanish now in trouble, and Arklet. Shots going into the debris here. The train tracks here are absorbing some of the shell damage. Oh, but they're in trouble as the T-69 from the Robert is able to focus on Arklet, and Arklet does go down to the focus fire of the T-69 and both the IS-3s. That's a huge loss for Dignitas, but Povel was in a position he is able to help, but it was too little too late, as able to be focused down now by the teammate, and the angle he's at right now is really bad with the side on. Is able to be hit by the IS-3s very easily, and he's going out again. He's going to get a double hit if he's not careful, but in the meantime, the rest of the team is pushing in and trying to focus in down. I can't see where their damage is going. It doesn't seem that they're focusing the damage at all.
Nope, it's flying all over the place right now.
But Shanish is moving in, trying to kill Desert Rat off. Sorka UA is taking damage from the other T1. He's going to go down. No, he's able to escape with 4 HP. But yeah, the damage was too spread thin. Minx is at 212. Rat Desert is at 178. International 499. And Dynamo at 942. That's just spread damage. That is very well done by AGaming, and just really badly done by Dignitas, as Povel ram kills the T1 and tries to run away in his AMX 5100, but the AMX 100 just isn't that fast, and he's hitting buildings on the way through, which is just giving away his position regardless of how fast he could have got away. I wonder if he's actually reloaded yet, because Povel was in a position to unload quite nicely early on, but Shanish is not dead yet, and if he gets into a good position, he might be able to clean up, because Minx and Rat Desert is at really low health. So he might be able to pull this off. This is not over for Dignitas. If Povel can survive and reload, and Shanish can kill Rat Desert and Minsk, then they might be over. But yes, he gets around the corner and he does kill Minx. He just needs to kill Rat Desert now, or maybe even put pressure on the cap. Actually, the cap pressure might be good.
I really wish I had some Benny Hill music to put on, because he just chased Rat Desert around the building twice, full circle. Trying to chase him down while Rat Desert was reloading.
Shanish needs to kill Rat Desert right now before Dynamo gets back, and he might be able to win this fight if he gets the clip there. No, he was too slow. He stopped. Shanish stopped. Why did he stop? He just had to drive out and take a snapshot. He could have killed him right there. Once the AMX 5100 gets moving, it's faster than the T69. He had only one opportunity and he blew it. He's not going to be able to do it again. Oh no! The only thing he could have done was start going for the cap, but he decides not to. And now he stays in the open, and Rat Desert's getting into his rear! Shanish is just, what the? God! I'm having a heart attack, Shanish. What? What are you doing? What are you doing, sir?
Yep. Yeah. Again, cue the Benny Hill music. That was... Winning on cat.
But still, he might be able to do something still. If he gets the drop on the IS-3, he will survive the first shot, and then he might be able to kill the IS-3. And so, you know, this is possible. And there he is. The T1, they might be able to finish him off with just 22 HP. He's got to get the shots off, but Dynamo...
His turret is damaged.
Oh! Rat Desert comes in from the behind and does finish him off. That was unprotected sex there from AGaming to Dignitas. Dignitas could have won that end there, and I feel that Shanish lost it. I feel that he's not the reason they lost by any means, but he so could have won the game there at the end there. He had the opportunity. He made a critical mistake against Rat Desert, and then he made a second mistake, and then the third one was not just charging the IS-3. Took the first shot, damaged it, and then instead of just aiming, he should have ran in close. He had a good 10 seconds for the IS-3, and he just needed to get 2 more shots off. And so he could have moved forward and got those extra shots. The thing he's probably worried about was the T1 getting 20 points of damage, which is totally possible.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, in general, the damage spread was the big cause for the defeat here. If they'd focused on one enemy at a time, they would have been in a much better situation, because all enemies, 3 enemies against 1 in the end, where all of them were a 1-shot, but again, he was a 2-shot, so really had to be... It would have come down to the wire if he had gone on and taken out the AMX 5100. He would still have had a tough time against the IS-3, because the AMX 5100 might have gotten a shot into him, and then he was 1-shot from any tank.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really disappointed, worried that Dignitas is going to throw it here, because if you look at the scoreboard, it's been 5-0, 5-0 today. Day 2 has been a disaster for EU, and right now it's going 2-0 against Dignitas. It could be yet another 5-0 loss, and that means that EU haven't picked up a single win.
Yeah. Disheartening.
New.
Europe represent.
Vader, no. Hodor. Hashtag Hodor.
No. Hashtag Hodor.
No hashtag Hodor. What? Mixing memes here. Okay, Prokofka, next map. What are we going to see? Are we going to see more TDs?
No, we're not going to see any TDs.
No?
Nope, I don't think. Nope. That's a strategy for Dragonborns and Dragonborns only. But I'm hoping to see something else, something we aren't really used to, because well, the IS-3 was good. The IS-3 was really good on this map, but no one has picked it ever since. Gone with a TD instead, and as we can see here, as we're getting into the game, AGaming on Team Dignitas is now in a W set.
I like it.
Really liking it, yeah. So for Team Dignitas, we have Shanus, Amelie, Abelwow, Povel, AGaming, Angel Killer, and Stalker UA.
And they are going against the RU team, currently completely undefeated all day. Rat Desert, Rub the Rob, Dynamo International, Minsk, Dinion Blanc, and Armageddon. They're running a tri-AMX90 strategy coupled with 2 T69s.
Yeah, very lovely. But I'm still more in love with the Team Dignitas team, because they have that W set 132. I'm really liking that tank, so it's great to see more use of it. We've only seen one team use it so far. And
AGaming's going for Peace and for Lady Luck on his decor. Now, anyone who wants to know what the WZ's all about, go watch the International Esports Show number 5. The pro tip there is from North American Team Simp, all about the WZ132 and why you would use it instead of a light tank in this sort of situation. Exactly what they're doing right now. But here we go, a full-on attack by Rat Desert and Rub the Rob, both taking damage and no damage returned. That's the first one for Shanus. Rub the Rob's getting focused, but he backs off, and now Shanish, Arklet, and Povel go back and take their winnings. They cashed in the chip, but wait a minute, trees falling on their left. Povel's going to be in a lot of trouble. What is this hashtag YOLO going on here? As Rat Desert goes down, being absolutely surrounded, and they're going to move on to Rub the Rob, but there goes Povel, he goes down, but Arklet is going to get behind and does take out Rub the Rob. This is good for them, and Dynamo's getting taken out by Applewell. In the meantime, will that go down for Applewell or not? But in the meantime, Mix goes down. There's so much action going on everywhere, and it looks like Dynamo might go down to Applewell still, but Applewell runs out of ammo, and Dynamo does get the kill, but Arklet is not running out of ammo. He's a WZ, he doesn't run out of ammo, and he's going for the Dynamo kill, but International 64 is not out of ammo yet. Yes, he is, and it's all up to Arklet now chasing him. He's got to be careful. No, he doesn't have to be careful. Go get him, Arklet. Go get him. Get the win for EU. It's the first of the day win for EU. Dignitas proving that they are not a pushover. This might be the turnaround, the battle where EU turns around and says, no, RU, we're not letting you do. Not today, RU. Not today. And there goes down International, the last combat tank. What a play from Dignitas.
Yeah, it was great showing that this isn't just the RU scene, RU dominated event. We are finally seeing a great skirmish where the EU are finally coming out on top today, at least. And Arklet really fired on the move there, and he hit twice. 2 of those shots were on the move. So WZ, really nice choice there. Ram him, ram him, ram him. Yes.
Oh shit! Was that a friendly fire incident? That was.
Yep,
and he fires back.
Yep. Amelie.
That's what you get for ramming. Who was it who got the friendly fire incident?
I think Amelie. Let's see.
Yes, Amelie was indeed the guy to friendly fire on his teammate. But look at the damage from the WZ, very decent. Was able to continue firing when the AMXs were retreating, so that was really nice. But great focus fire and great YOLO strategy there. And I get, for the first time today, to add a point onto the European. The European are not out of it. I thought they were going to lose that one, and that would be it for EU, and they would be today completely out of it. You know, it would be 9 points in favor of the RU teams. But no, Dignitas says, nope. Nope. Hodor, hashtag YOLO. We're going for it. And they did, and they proved that it's not over, and it's not over until the Fat Lady sings. Congratulations, Dignitas, for that one victory. And it sounds so small, but now the morale might be turning for EU, and they know that their server is not far behind, and they can do this. So we're going to see Himmelsdorf next.
Yes, Himmelsdorf. See that, and well, we've seen some interesting lineups. We've seen a sort of full IS3 team against autoloaders, which proved not to be very successful, but still interesting to see when it's just this one match on one map format. And well, learning that that doesn't work is always pretty good information. We've seen teams without a T69 going nowhere near the hill, pushing down the west, and then we've just seen the traditional work of the T69, T1, AMX 5100 sitting on the hill, trying to stay as hidden as possible. So
do you think then T69 on the team kind of guarantees hill play?
Yes, no matter what.
Really?
Why would you go for gun depression instead of more HP and more damage per shot if you don't want gun depression?
So if you see an enemy team with a T69 as a commander, you might want to go, okay, let's engage in the west. The west. Because ignore the hill. Let them have their advantage on the hill when we're not going to be anywhere near it. And then just take the base. Like we saw, was it Rush? Who did that massive takedown? It was Rush, yeah. They moved through against Dragonborns, set up in an amazing formation around their cap circle. 3 of them went into the cap. Dragonborns rushed back and were just ripped apart. Let's see if we see anything like that here in battle number 4. AGaming versus Dignitas. And for Dignitas of the EU, we have Armali, Applewell, Poval, Arklitz, Sheenish, Angel Killer and Stalker UA running again. This is hugely popular at the moment. Try AMX 5100s.
Yes, it is really popular because AGaming, who is Rat Desert, Rob the Rob, Minx, FC Dynamo, International, Daniel Blonde, Armageddon are also running the Triforce of the AMX 5100, but without the T69. So pretty sure they're not going hill.
Yeah, that is interesting. The T69, I think, has a use. If you can dodge a few of the shots from the AMX 5100, the 20-second reload time on the T69 is very useful. So even if you don't take the hill with that, we have seen several teams try and take the hill with the AMX 5100s. So it's not a guarantee. Look at the T69 here. Sheenish.
Yeah, it doesn't care about the hill. But yeah, I was about to mention that before the battle started. You can go with the T69. That's completely.
Oh! Sheenish gets a shot, and I assume that's an instant reload. There you go. It is an instant reload.
Yep.
Perfect. Great start there for Dignitas.
Yeah. Are we going to see him go hill now?
I would assume so, because Armali's pretty useless here unless they take the hill. So against the... oh wait, there's no T69s against them, so... No, they're not. He's not useless. But... would they really operate one AMX 5100 on the hill? I just don't see this happening. The metagame doesn't call for one AMX 5100 on the hill. It just feels very odd, very needless. The AMX 5100 can't look down very well either, so supporting from the hill is pretty difficult.
Yep, and the enemy has to be in certain positions to be able to support from the hill. And if they know that the AMX 5100 is up there, then of course they won't be sitting in the open like ducks. Yeah, seeing, well, very careful play from the from Armali. Of course, without getting gun depression, you have to be certain that you can get up without any damage taken.
Well, without the T69 on the enemy team, I guess it's safer because the enemy would have to be on the top of the hill as well.
Yes, of course.
So, I've just got a tweet in actually from K Thanks Bye. Why are you only showing EU team players? And that's because we only have one setup here. This is actually from my office at home. This is not from the studio. So, wow, great shot from Arclet against International. That was really good. We only show the EU because this is the EU stream, and we thought that you would prefer to see the EU than the RU. We don't have the dual setup currently. I'm looking for a way to solve that, but on the hill...
Ouch! Amelie just took 921 damage to the face right there from Rob the Rob, and the other AMX 5100s just sitting there and waiting for someone to peek. And
this is the red mistake. This is the red mistake I keep talking about. It's actually the Russian teams, or teams from Russia, because remember, the Dignitas are Russian players, but playing and representing for EU. But they don't use their T1s as effectively as the EU players seem to do. And that was no need for Amelie to take that damage. It should have been Stalker dying. 900 damage for Amelie or Stalker dying. What would you rather have? Oh, but International might be going down here, but a missed shot from Amelie fails to get the kill. But there you go, kill secured. Amelie now has to reload and run the F away, as there are 3 AMX 5100s just behind them, and they know that. But are they close enough to the top of the hill? Because the AMX 5100 is very slow, and that means that if they go up the hill, they might not make it in time. But there they are. They're going to try and pick off Shanish, but Stalker's going to distract them, and they might kill Stalker and not the others. But no, Stalker stays alive, and Shanish takes 1 hit. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Stalker even stopped to say, "Can't hit me." Come
yeah,
on.
but Amelie hasn't reloaded yet, and this is a really bad position for these guys. They can't run away. They have to do an engagement. They've got to try and focus an AMX 5100 down, but they haven't got the HP to share. Amelie's going to get focused very shortly. If I was in Game Sure, I'll be rushing around the corner right now. But great shooting here from Shanis, but he's got to back off. Out goes Amelie. They're HP sharing as best they can, but that's all they can do against 3 autoloaders. But in the meantime, the AMX, so the IS-3 and the AMX 5100 is going to move in for the cap circle, and that's all they could do. But considering they are on the hill, yeah, they waited, I don't know, there's not much they can do here. They're split up, and being split up causes these sort of problems. By the time the AMX 5100 get back, the cap is not going to be close enough to be really super close. And that's because not only is there an IS-3 back, but going down a hill, the AMX 5100 is really fast.
Really fast, yeah. So if they had tried to cap, it should have been an all cap right now, but none of them are. Well, one of them are in the cap, but they need 2 more to make this effective, because the AMX 5100s are already down the city. They've been there quite some time now, but Rat Desert does take some damage, and even more now from Povel, but he does have support now from Rob the Rob.
Yeah, we have Rob the Rob actually getting picked off there by Apple. Apple Wow is able to do it, and Apple Wow is able to kill him. Rat Desert's in trouble too, and Povel might get this kill. Yes, he does. This is actually looking really good for Dignitas. From what I thought was an impossible situation, they've brought it back. Fantastic play here, but Apple Wow's got the HP, but not the gun. He needs to save not only Angel Killer, but Arklet as well has to come in right now. He has to save Apple Wow. Apple Wow's only got a certain amount of HP. He doesn't have the shells to do the damage. Kill him. Yes, he does. Great job there from Arklet, just a little bit too slow. Get in front, save Apple Wow, but too late, too slow. Arklet now in a lot of trouble. He's got to get Povel in, but Povel's probably reloading, and Arklet's got to do the damage. He bounces. No, this is not looking good. And Dynamo knows he can ignore. Wait a minute. You can ignore him. There's 20 seconds left. He decides just in case he misses. Arklet's trying to throw off his aim. Arklet's trying to throw off his aim, but it doesn't work. But in the meantime, he's able to reduce his HP, and Povel does have shells left. Dynamo's got to go down, and it's the second win for Dignitas. That means it's now down to 2-2, and Dignitas are not giving up without a fight. EU are back in this, and they could get the 3 points needed to make sure that EU aren't going to lose day 2. And if they win and Virtus Pro goes away with the win, we are going to see a draw for day 2 as well, and that's desperately what we need. Oh yeah.
It's super S.
Whew.
That was great. That's great. That's a great turnaround. It really did look like AGaming was going to take this one.
It really did.
But then they took out Rob the Rob and the other AMX 5100 over there, and suddenly, whoop, we're winning.
Yep. 2 AMX 5100s went this way. IS-3 and AMX 50 came this way. They managed to pick off the AMX 5100s. Fantastic play from Dignitas, proving why they are the best European team at the moment. Wow, just really good play. They've brought it back. Their confidence is back, and now AGaming are on the back foot. Remember this, the momentum, guys. Dignitas were able to stop AGaming on a full momentum. But when you come from behind, you've already had that crushing defeat, so you don't get cocky in the 3rd game because you've already been so far behind. You're on the I am winning stage, where AGaming were so far ahead. They're on the, oh my god, we're going to win this easy. We got 3 games. Even if we lose 2, we still got the 3rd one to do it. But now they're depressed. They got the losses fresh in their memory. So it's always easier to finish off from behind, getting back to a draw. So I would put it in favor for a betting man on Dignitas for the 5th game. That's myself.
Yep. I just want to point out that one of the AMX 5100s actually wasted a shell on destroying the ammo crates in the cap zone there. So always destroy the ammo crates when you start the game.
I didn't notice that. Oh, wow.
Yep.
From which team? So that was AGaming had to do that.
AGaming had to do that.
It lost them the game. That one shell might have been the difference. That was absolutely crazy. So, whoo! EU are bringing it back, and I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. I'm tingling in my fingers and tingling in my toes. What's that song? It reminds me of a song. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes.
Yeah.
EU are winning with Team Dignitas. Oh yeah. Anyway, Amelie, Arclip, Poval, Shanish, Apple, Wow, Angel Killer, and Stalker UA with identical lineups.
Yes, and they're up against FC Dynamo, Red Desert, Minsk, Rob the Rob, International, Daniel Blonde, and Armageddon on AGaming's team. Yeah.
So we're on Rurenburg with an identical lineup. These two are drawing 2 points. Oh, this couldn't be a better finale for this set. And I, cannot predict a win. I mean, Dignitas have been playing really well for the last 2 games, so we saw that they were able to be defeated by AGaming in the first 2 games. Minx, not one to lose his cool very easily, doing very well on the offline event in Kiev, so I really don't know who you can call. And I have to say that GraTM's uniforms are just sexy, so, just saying.
Yeah, someone just wrote something in the chat, and Minx replied with okay.
I didn't see what the letters were. What was it?
No, it was long letters. You wouldn't understand such letters of Russian speech.
I know only little Russian, you're right.
I know little Russian.
I know a little Russian, yes.
Duh. But yeah, all of the forces, apart from one AMX 5100, is in the city on the eastern side. AMX 51 or 1390 is moving back Apple Wow, but Stalker is moving forward in his T1, trying to spot on the road on the far east. Nothing is spotted there. He's moving into the bushes now to get the perfect view, but nothing seems to be there. Maybe they're in the city, as we've seen plenty of times from other teams, moving straight in there and just going with that tactic. And that's probably why the AMX 5100 and 1390 decided to go back just as insurance, as they don't want to see that happen again.
Yep. And we see Apple Wow is leading the way here, destroying all the terrains because he doesn't have to worry about artillery, and that's the difference in gameplay right now. And I do believe the first team to master artillery will have such an advantage in 8.6. The first team that actually gets the confidence and practice to use artillery effectively is going to be able to take the teams apart who are relying on non-artillery tactics. And I think we're going to see a meta shift in the next couple of months at the most, and see artillery come back full force. But we will see, as obviously things are new. 8.6 was a huge update, changed a lot of fundamentals, so the pro scene has to adapt, and it's one of the interesting things about a live breathing game. Dota 2 are like it, so is League of Legends. StarCraft 2 is the same. When changes and patches happen, the pro players have to adapt. So we're seeing that here, and it keeps the scene fresh, and it keeps it unique and really interesting. And obviously the games the last 2 days have been totally different to what we saw in the Golden League Season 1.
Yes, it has, and it's been, yeah, as you say, a refreshment. It's great to see teams not being able to play, because when you're taking out an Artie, you gain another tank, so of course you're able to play with that. But just seeing different tactics, a lot more out in the open, not caring so much about cover, unless of course you're in danger. But artillery cover, not so much anymore. It's I really like to see that. Yeah.
Sacre bleu. Stalker UA going in.
Yeah, next to the car.
Behind the car.
Peeking.
How old is that car? It's really cool that they took the the American-style cars from back in the day, which would have been World War II. I'm not entirely up with my car history.
Yeah, it would have been weird with a Lamborghini sitting there or Ferrari.
That would have been funny though. What, that world of Ferrari? But it's not, and we are seeing the teams playing very cautiously. This is huge for Dignitas. I would say more so than AGaming, so the pressure is on Dignitas to make sure that Europe aren't going to lose. Remember, they may be 4 different teams, but they are acting as one big team for today. So, as we know, Dignitas are part of Team EU. Team EU are down 6 points. This is a lot of pressure onto them. So, regardless of how well each individual team perform, at the end of the day, it's a win or a loss for Team EU. So, you know, they've got to pull their weight. And at the moment, they are the only team to pull any wins out of today. So, International 64 gets hit by Apple. Wow. Great shooting there from the AMX 1690. And look at that. The AMX 1390 took 2 shots, Applewell, and then moved on. Very, very commonly, you see that semi-pro players, good players, will try and get all their shots off, or to sit in the open as long as they can see the enemy and take damage. He didn't want to take damage. He took 2 shots and then moved. Very good awareness and very good timing from Applewell. He knew that that's about how many shots he can get off before anyone would target him. And there he goes for the reload. 40 seconds.
Yes. Very good awareness of the situation and what he's capable of doing before being in some danger, some kind of danger. But yeah, it looks like they're in, well, AGaming is in a defensive position. They don't want to give up the points as easily as they've, well, it hasn't been easy, but they gave up some points now. It is 2-2, and they're fighting for the last one to get the points. Maybe it'll end in a draw. That would be a shame. But it has been seen twice already.
It is known.
Yeah.
And we have Arklet, Shanish, and Armley in a great formation here. If you look at the way they're going. In fact, Povu's joined them. Look at this absolute deathly combination of Shanish, Armley, Arklet. If anything comes out of that corner, it will instantly gib. It will just splatter.
Yep.
Sound effects included.
Yes. Most definitely.
Oh, Applewell and Shanish with no communication there as a near collision occurred, and that would have been disastrous for Applewell because the AMX 1390 is much lighter than the T69.
Yeah, that would have been a big dent in the rear if that had happened, but yep, a lot more careful this time around.
International 64 is spotted, and he was in the south. This is a great call here. Armley, though, taking a lot of damage as he in the front is taking a huge amount of damage, down to 366. He could go down, but International is finished off. The HP advantage they got early on was paying off for them, but he does go down. The HP sharing is doing really well here for AGaming, but they are losing a lot of HP. They can't share anymore. They can't share any HP when they're out of HP. This is looking amazingly for Team Dignitas as another tank goes down. They only have Rob the Rob left, and Applewell needs to be careful not to lose his life too early. But look at this. Povo Shane is still at high HP. There's no way they can lose this, is there? Minx needs to go down, though. And oh, wait, the T1 behind Applewell. He's aware, though. He's not over-focusing. He's got no tunnel vision. And Shane is there with his T69. Got to show the advantage of the T69 facing Rob the Rob. These guys are going to be the only ones reloading because the others have a 40 and 60-second reload. He's got a 20, but so does Rob the Rob. This is a standoff. I would like to say Mexican standoff. I'm not entirely sure if that's PC these days, but they are standing up. But he does get the shot. Shane is one more. He gets it. No, Arklet gets it, and Rob the Rob gets one in return. But that was a great move right there. Mix is at 296. This could be over. Team Dignitas might be taking the 3 points home. For EU, the GG well play goes out by Stalker UA. Is that BM early? I don't think so. There's no way they can get lose this now as Arklet goes in the rear. Double shot. Povo and Arklet into him. That was a rear and front double penetration shot. Yes, that was intentional, pun. GG. Team Dignitas get the first 3 points here today for EU. Desperately needed. Oh my god, that was so close. From 2-0 to 3-2. Congratulations, AGaming. Sorry, Team Dignitas. Commiserations to AGaming.
Hurrah!
Woo.
EU, you're in it! We're seeing Arklet running around with his turret backwards, pointing into the air, saluting. We are bringing the points.
We are bringing the points for EU here. So the next game will be Virtus Pro versus Gra, but they've got a new name.
Yeah,
Roxkiss. Roxkiss, and that will be starting in approximately 15 minutes, I would say. So I'm going to put the time as 8:30 Central European time. And let me just update the previous result, which was... I'm doing all this in the meantime. I was watching the gangbang here between Shanish, Apple, and Arklet. Very good there, guys. Showing the crowd what they want to see. Wait a minute, they might kill Apple Wow at this rate. One wrong move, and they might take him down.
Oh my god. I don't think I can stop watching this.
You can't help but watch it. You can't help but watch it.
Oh my god.
And that's the end of that. Let's have a look at the battle results, and we can talk about the damage. There you go, sir. Updating this.
Yes, we're seeing a very good damage spread here by Team Dignitas. We have 1800, 1600, 1200, 1100, and 1000, and respectively from Apple Wow, taking out 2 tanks. So yeah, that was a great well, spread of damage all over the place. And as we can see on AGaming's team, they didn't get that many shots off. The International got only 2 shells off, hitting both of them. FC Dynamo 2 shells also before dying. Rat Desert didn't even fire a full clip either, dying very early. And then Rob and Minsk was...
Whoa, 24 shots! Jeez Louise! That's a lot.
Yeah, he must have been firing earlier.
He must have been firing early on.
At some bushes.
So, let's have a look at the scores. Ta-da! EU 8, RU 11. It's all down to Virtus Pro and Roxkiss to see if EU's honor can be restored. And in day 2, ending up a draw like in day 1. But amazing games there from Dignitas, pulling this back. So let's have a look at the schedule. Later tonight, we have Virtus Pro.
Yeah, Virtus Pro versus Roxkiss.
I'm sure that's not what it means, but there we go.
No.
Anyway, we got to calm down after that one. We've got to have our water, and we've got to have a bite to eat. So, give you some cool music. Remember, if you tweeted us at these tweets, we will be reading them out throughout the day. In fact, I'm going to have a quick look to see if there's any after that. So, no more. Only bonus code begging. And remember, that won't be read out. In fact, if I see you bonus code begging, we won't be reading out your tweets at all, because it's not about that. It's about the esports itself and enjoying the view. It's not about bonus codes. Come on, guys. The only competition we do have running is the photo competition of the Dragon Balls hat. If you own a Dragon Balls hat, or if you bought one recently, over the next month, I will be collecting all entries tweeted to mine. My Twitter with your picture of you with your name and cluster with you in a Dragon Balls hat, and you'll be entered into a draw for the closest gift I can give you to 12,000 gold. Yeah. So anyway, we're your hosts, Dorjan
and HighFlyer15
for the Battle of Continental League, Wargaming.net League, and we'll see you after the break.
Yes.